All right, let's get into it. Today we're talking about something they call the only free lunch in finance, diversification. Honestly, it's one of the most powerful strategies out there for any investor who wants to build a really solid portfolio and, create that long-term wealth. But before we jump into the how, let's talk about the why. And this idea from behavioral science, it just gets to the heart of the emotional roller coaster that is investing. It's all about that very human fear of loss, which, let's be real, drives so many of our financial decisions. So, first up, we're going to explore this big fear that every investor has. We'll look at the psychology behind it and why managing risk isn't just a smart move for your money, but it's absolutely essential for your peace of mind. So there's actually a name for this feeling. It's called loss aversion, and it's a real documented cognitive bias. Basically, it's a quirk in how our brains are wired. The pain you feel from a loss is literally about twice as intense as the joy you feel from an equal gain. And that's exactly why a market dip can feel so gut-wrenching and can tempt us to make those panicky, impulsive decisions. And this visual, it just makes it crystal clear. You see that? The pain bar is literally double the height of the joy bar. This emotional imbalance is exactly why seeing your portfolio in the red can trigger such a strong reaction, one that can lead you to sell everything at the absolute worst possible time. Okay, so if our brains are hardwired to freak out about losses this much, how in the world are we supposed to invest for the long haul? Well, the answer is a strategy that's designed to smooth out those bumps. And that brings us to what people often call finance's only free lunch. You've probably heard this phrase thrown around, and for a really good reason. What it means is that diversification is one of the very few strategies that can lower your risk without automatically lowering your expected long-term returns. It's just a uniquely powerful and, well, cost-effective tool. At its core, diversification is just that classic piece of wisdom. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. It's that simple. It just means that by spreading your money across a bunch of different investments, you make sure that if one part of your portfolio is having a rough time, the others are there to help pick up the slack. So here's the big idea, the real secret sauce behind why this works. Different types of investments, what we call asset classes, like stocks, bonds, property, they almost never move in perfect lockstep. In fact, what's good for stocks one year might be bad for bonds, and the other way around. Okay, now this chart just shows it perfectly. It's like a quilt of asset class returns year by year. Just look at it. The winner, the top performing asset, it changes all the time. One year it's international stocks, the next it's Aussie property, then maybe it's just plain old cash. You want to try and predict next year's winner? Good luck. It's pretty much impossible. A diversified portfolio doesn't even try. It just aims to own a piece of all of them to capture that overall growth over time. All right, so we've got the why down. Now let's get practical and talk about the how. How do you actually go about building this well-diversified basket? It all starts with these two fundamental building blocks. On one side, you've got your growth assets. Think shares and property. These are the engines of your portfolio, offering higher potential returns, but yeah, they can be a bit of a roller coaster in the short term. On the other side, you have defensive assets, like cash and bonds. These are your shock absorbers, more stable, lower risk, and they often provide steady income. A really solid portfolio needs a smart mix of both. But wait, it gets even deeper than that. Real diversification has multiple layers. You spread your money across different asset classes, sure, but also across different industries like tech, healthcare, and energy, and across different countries, and even across companies of all different sizes. Let's just park on that geographic one for a second, because this is a biggie for a lot of people. Get this. Australia makes up only about 2% of the entire global stock market. Just 2%. So if you're only investing at home, you're missing out on 98% of the world's opportunities and putting all your risk in one relatively small economy. Okay, I know what you might be thinking. This sounds super complicated, right? Maybe expensive to manage? Well, the good news is, these days it's actually incredibly easy. Which brings us to this great idea. Instead of trying to find the one magic needle, why not just buy the whole haystack? And the magic tool that makes this all possible? It's the Exchange Traded Fund, or ETF for short. Just think of it like a prepackaged basket of investments. With a single click on the stock exchange, you can instantly own a tiny piece of hundreds, sometimes even thousands of different companies or bonds. Okay, check this out. Here's a perfect example, an all-growth ETF. It's 100% in shares, but it's instantly spread across Australia, developed countries around the world, and even emerging markets. So what's the result? With one single trade, you get exposure to around 8,000 different stocks. I mean, that is powerful. Global diversification made ridiculously simple. But okay, what if that's a bit too much roller coaster for you? No problem. That's where something different like a balanced ETF comes in. See how it's a clean 50-50 split, half in growth assets like shares, and the other half in those defensive assets like bonds. This whole thing is designed for a much smoother ride. So let's put them side by side so you can really see how they fit different people. The all growth option, that's for someone who's comfortable with higher risk and is aiming for maximum growth over the long run. You're signing up for bigger peaks and, yeah, deeper valleys along the way. The balanced option, though, that's for an investor who would rather smooth out those bumps and is aiming for a more, well, balanced return. But, building the portfolio, that's really just step one. The final and really crucial piece of this puzzle is actually maintaining that strategy over the long haul so you stay on course. So here's the thing. Markets don't stand still, right? And because of that, your portfolio's perfect balance is going to start to, well, drift. If your stocks have an amazing year, they'll suddenly become a much bigger piece of the pie than you first planned. This is called portfolio drift, and it can quietly make your portfolio much riskier than you're actually comfortable with. The fix for this is actually pretty simple. It's a little checkup called rebalancing. About once a year or whenever things get a bit out of whack, you just take a look. You can then put any new money towards the areas that are lagging behind, or you could sell a little bit of your top performers and reinvest those profits into the areas that are down. It creates this discipline where you're basically automatically buying low and selling high. Pretty smart, huh? And that really brings us full circle. This quote sums it up perfectly. A diversified, well-maintained strategy is all about resilience. It's built to let you ride the waves when things are going great, but also have that cushion to soften the blow when they're not, so you don't panic. So I'll leave you with this one question to think about. Is your own portfolio truly built to weather any storm? Thanks for tuning in.